So this is probably a surprise to some of you guys. Some of you guys know off Snapchat, I kind of made a post about it, and then I've only told like a very close few of people that I really actually quit my job and everything behind it. So in this video, I'm going to break it down to you, like what happened, why I quit, and just what led up to this moment, I guess. I'm going to try and make this very short and sweet. We're just going to hop literally straight into it. So I left the best job I have ever had. I love that place. That place took care of me. I had freaking health care. It was like cheap insurance. I had accident insurance, just like everything through this place. They took care of me, got me certifications. They let me fly a drone for the company. So many opportunities. And then the people I worked under, like, gosh, dude, man. Like the guys I worked under, those are the best guys, honestly. And it like sucks because I love that place. It was a really good place. But it basically came to an end when the job was ending and they're like, dude, we really don't have a place for you. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit here. When I first started at that place, I was in a really bad spot. I just took that job because they needed someone to literally pick up freaking trash, super degrading, and run a forklift. And dude, I was freaking just scraping out the bottom of the barrel, I'll be honest with you, trying to find a job. And I'm just like, this will just be temporary, you know? I have so many skills, but I didn't want to go back to concrete because I have very bad arthritis. My hands will lock up like this. Basically, I use my hands too long. I can carry a 5-gallon bucket full of water for like 10 seconds and my hands will start locking up and my arms will just start hurting. So because of that, I didn't want to get back into doing concrete, which I'd done previously before that. Unless I wanted to travel, there was no place that would actually pay a decent amount. So I had left a really crappy job because I was assaulted by my old foreman at Blevins Asphalt, the worst company I've ever worked for in my entire life. And so I quit that place. No justice was served with me whatsoever. And because I didn't really have time to think of what am I going to do after this, you know. My foreman with anger management problems, wife problems, and his kids hate him, decided to assault me and my brother, and basically nothing was done about it. So we quit. And because it happened so abruptly out of nowhere, I didn't really have a backup job. So I took the position over at Ross Construction, just picking up trash and stuff. Like, it's something I wouldn't ever do, but I'm just like, I need a job. So they're like, hey, we only need someone for like 2 years, you know? And then after that, we're not sure where we're going to put you, you know? It's like, this job, we're going to have you pick up trash. There's another one that's opening up at Joplin, but, you know, there really isn't a future for you as far as that, you know? Well, I started working there, and I started being liked by a lot of the leads and other workers, and like, hey, you know, this guy's pretty decent. So they give me a lot of opportunities, and just kind of worked my way up in those, like, 2.5 years or so that I was there. And so it came to the end, and they're just like, you know, we knew this day was going to come one day. We have nowhere to put you unless you want to drive an hour, you know, to Arkansas or an hour to Springfield, you know, whichever direction. I was going to have a 2-hour round trip every day. And as you know, I drive a big old lifted diesel. This thing gets like 13 miles to the gallon. And I'm just like, I'm going to be spending like $120 a week on fuel. So I think that this was my sign, you know, from God, you know, and like, this was my time to quit. You know, it's just been slowly leading up to this. Like the past like 2 years, everything's like, since I've been at that job, everything's been taken off for me. And that's been my plan in my head. Like, I dreamt of it every day driving to work. I daydream of it every day at work. I'd zone out and I daydream of it. And then, you know, the opportunity finally came. And am I 110% prepared? No, but you're never going to be. You don't realize, I guess, how scary it is to have that cushion, that pillow of a job, you know, until, you know, that income's gone, you know. But I think with the way that if I keep doing things, I think it's going to work out. I really do. I know it's going to work out. And you're wondering, why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you guys all this because, like, a lot of you guys have been watching me from forever ago. Like, I've been doing this for 8 years, and I've been wanting to quit my job for 8 years. And I've been telling you guys, I'm going to do it one day. I'm going to do it. Mark my words, I'm going to do it. And like, I talk about my plans and they always come to happen. Like, I watched one of my old videos and I was like, I can't wait until I have, you know, I said a red single cab on a red trailer hauling my red 6.0, and then look where we're at today. A year later, we have a red 6.7 Power Stroke, not a single cab, hauling with a red gooseneck, hauling my red 6.0, and like, it just, if you speak it, like, it will come to you. And I just want you guys to use this as a motivation. I'm not rubbing it in your face like, haha, you know. I just genuinely hope that this motivates somebody, you know, that it's possible, that it's going to happen one day. But you have to start. But before I start getting sidetracked, so I left on good terms with my company. I never thought that there would be a better time till now. And I was prepared, but not 110%. But now I kind of put myself also in this position because I will never be prepared. You guys understand, you'll never be prepared for something like this. So we just have to do it. All those motivational videos where they say, take a risk, take a risk. I was one of the safest people, and I was always one of the be realistic. And I didn't realize being realistic is honestly like one of the most poisonous things in your mind. When you start realistically thinking about things, you start being a dream crusher. Like, George, realistically, you should stick with that job because the pay is good. They have good health care and everything. That's the best company you've ever worked for. You need to stay there. Being an influencer, you know, that's so dream killing. That's being realistic. If I had stuck with being realistic, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like, realistically, coming from a town with population 96 to become an influencer, to quit your job, like, the chances of that are, I don't know what, like 1% or something, if that. So like, the odds are against you, and you just never know until you try. So that's kind of why I'm really making this video. Like, I always wanted somebody to look up to, that was like a positive influence, that was like the people's champ, and I didn't really have a lot of that. So I told myself, if I ever get famous, if I ever make it big, when I make it big, I am gonna do this for the people. I'm gonna do it to show everyone that it's possible, you know? Like, I didn't come from money, you know? I came from freaking 0 views, 0 followers, 0 everything, got made fun of for everything, told me how stupid it was, and there was so many times I just like wanted to rip my hair out because people were making fun of me so much, and then I'm just like, it'll all be worth it. And it did. Like, now I forget about all that stuff. Like, it's worth it. It's your character building. It's like a part of life. So we all go through it. I know that when we post stuff on social media, it makes you look really happy and everything, but there's a lot of downs to it. But the pros, dude, of getting to work for yourself, like that is the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate achievement, right? That's what we're all working for, to not work for the big man. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it is hard. It's very difficult. I've only been doing it for 3 weeks, but I wake up around 6:30, 6:45 every morning. So I stay on that mental habit of working a 9 to 5. So like, my mental alarm clock, I keep it on there. So like, I get up around 6, and some days, I'm not kidding, I won't stop editing until probably 8 o'clock. I think I work more mentally now than I did at a job, because I mean, you'd work like an 8 to 10 hour a day, clock out, come home, and I'd have an excuse. I would just got home from work, I'll miss that video another day. Now I have no excuse. So I've just been pumping out videos like this YouTube video. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I stay consistent with it, and I just don't give myself an excuse not to post. Another thing that I'm also doing is I'm doing videography like full time. I started a gig to kind of see where that goes. You guys can follow me on here, Outcast Media, if you guys are looking to book a shoot. And you guys can see some examples on there for some companies I've already shot some content for. But basically, I just do company shoots and intros and stuff like that. I'm kind of straying away from the truck scene as far as edits, just because it's overly saturated. Everybody has a camera, everybody does edits. Like, I think I work more now than I did. I know that I work a lot more now than I did for a 9 to 5, but it's worth it because I know that I'm going to get it somewhere, and it just takes time. You know, this is my learning year. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to mess up, but I'm going to learn from those mistakes. I don't have a successful family to give me tips. Don't forget to follow this. Don't forget to follow that. You can write off this. There's a form W2C that you can, like, I don't have that, you know. I don't really have anyone to really guide me as far as YouTube videos. You know, I have some friends I might ask questions to, you know, here and there, but it's definitely a learning process. It's scary, but it's nice at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. It's a weird thing in between. And I know this video isn't like super fun or crazy, there's no edits, but I just basically kind of just want to explain that, so that you guys, not only am I going to hold myself accountable, but like, me telling you guys is going to hold me more accountable, because saying it and telling you guys this is my plan and this is what I'm going to do, you know, hold me more to it. You know, I'm a man of my word. It's how I grew up, you know. And I don't know why I felt embarrassed to tell people that I quit my job and to become like, to fully pursue my social media career, because it's awesome. But, you know, people don't look at it the same way, you know. I quit my job to be an astronaut is what they hear whenever I say that out loud, you know. It's just like, this guy's going to be an astronaut? This guy's going to film videos on his phone? You know what I mean? But I just wanted to speak it into existence, say it out loud to everybody so that they know, and I just hold myself accountable, because a little bit of it inside of me, I'm like, maybe I'll just keep it hush-hush in case this doesn't work. No one will know, and if I get another job, it'll seem like I never failed, But that is a horrible way to think. So my plan is not to quit. My plan is to succeed. People keep asking me, what's my plan B if I fail, and I don't have a plan B. It's 110%. It's just straight. Social media is my goal. That is the direction that I'm moving in, because if I start thinking back here, looking at my rear view, wondering, well, if I don't fail, I mean, at least I have, you know, construction experience, and I can always fall back on this. I'm never going to give it 100%, you know? So that's my goal. I don't have a backup plan. And if something were to happen, and this is what I tell people, if I were to somehow fail, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I get another job just like you. Like, I work for the rest of my life like I planned on doing, you know, anyways, before all of this. That is a worst case scenario. I have a lot of people ask me, so what do you think about TikTok now it's getting banned? I'm like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I always do in anything I've ever done in life. I've been in super tight pinches, and I always figure it out. Always. Just like my dad. Like, you know, your parents. We don't know how they always figured that out, but he always did. She always did, you know? And that's like how I am. That's why I kind of put myself in this decision, in this kind of predicament, because it's either I fail, it's either you sink or swim. You know, so if I put myself in, let's say, a survival state, then I'm going to be forced to do one of the two. And the way that I grew up, failure was never an option. So that's my plan. You guys can take whatever you want from this, but I really hope that you take it a positive way, to see somebody that is in the same position as you guys, that was a loser with no views, didn't get straight A's, wasn't the most popular person ever, but was always creative in his own way, can make dreams come true, you know? Like, I don't know. It's a pretty cool feeling. It took a minute for me to like realize, I'm like, I don't have to go to work in the morning, you know? I don't have to do this the next day, you know? Like, I am my own boss and stuff. So sometimes I forget, but I'm pretty happy. I am pretty happy. I would just like to come back a year from now and watch this video, and I'm hoping that future George now, that is looking back a year ahead of me right now, is saying to the screen right now, like, dude, George, you have no idea what's in store for you. And future 1 year from me now is sitting in a freaking any level F-250 red with a nice shop on some property, and it's just like, your younger me would have never dreamt of this, you know? Like, if I could walk through a portal and see myself, and it's like, that's us? Yeah, dude, that's you. Nuh-uh. It's like, yeah, dude, this is all ours, but, you know, you gotta stick with it, you know? This will be you eventually. Like, I don't know. That'd be kind of crazy. So that's a message to my future self, whatever. It's kind of the purpose of this video, hopefully to motivate somebody. If I can motivate one person out of this, make one person feel like they're not alone in all of it, like, this video has already accomplished itself. You know, if I can make one person just feel happy and gives them freaking goosebumps and a little bit of pep in their step, and just makes them set plans for the next day to pursue their dream, like, all of this have been worth it. Like, I don't know how many times I've had someone reach out to me and just like, dude, you're a huge motivation. Like, thank you so much. Like, I love to hear it. That's my biggest thing, you know. A very just quick recap. Assaulted by former employer to find a very good employer. Best job he's ever had in his life. Left said employer to pursue his career. Starting his own videography business, working with companies, and then the final just closing out and just hoping you guys take something good from this video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. thank you for just letting me blabber and just sit here in my truck and just talk to some of you guys. So I hope you guys can all take something positive out of this. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure you guys stay like and sub because we post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for your support, and we will see you on the next one.